everyone, Keith here from the Solo Gamers Club. Thanks for joining me at my channel tonight. We're going to be taking a closer look at the second edition of Camp Grizzly from Trick or Treat Studios to see exactly what's new, what's improved, and ultimately whether this edition is necessary for those of us who already own the first edition. To be honest, I hadn't planned on picking up the second edition. I already owned everything from the original release, and I figured I was set. But after digging deeper, I found several additions and upgrades that convinced me to pull the trigger. So let's dive in. So as you can see on the box, this is the second edition. Same designer as the original, and this time it's produced by Trick or Treat Studios. On the back of the box, we see some of the components that the game comes with, and it says here it includes 8 expansions, which it does. The original game had 5, and Trick or Treat Studios has produced 3 additional, and those all come in the box. Now, what I'm going to be showing you tonight is the retail version of the game. They have produced a deluxe edition, and that is currently still available as far as I know. I'll bring up a comparison chart so that you can see how the two differ. The new second edition features a much larger full-color rulebook. This is one of those box-sized rulebooks. The original just had a small pamphlet, so to speak. This one is actually very well laid out. It's produced on a kind of semi-gloss full color, which is nice. I don't like that full gloss usually. It makes it harder to read. And it walks you through all of the components and how to set up the game. Now, one thing that really kind of was the first thing that led me to wanting to investigate this second edition was this randomized setup. With this randomized setup table, we go through a total of 5 steps, and we can lay out our own custom scenario for each game, and it's based on a D20 roll. We lay out the objectives, locks, counselors, Otis, and the keys, and this was the first step towards me further investigating the second edition. The second step that led me down the path towards the second edition was the inclusion of not only the original 5 expansions, but 3 extra expansions that were not available during the first edition. We've got Cheerleaders, Happy Campers, and Family Matters. The third component in the decision was this redesigned Mapboard. And I like the graphics on this. I think they did a nice job on it. But in addition to that, they gave us a second side to this board, an alternate board layout for Camp Grizzly. So let's take a look at that. This is the alternate layout for Camp Grizzly. Instead of these buildings being all separated around the campgrounds, it's like one big building, but they have several different rooms in them. The dining hall, Morris's office, the commons, game room, and kitchen. You still have sports cage, little cub cabin, boy showers, buck cabin, girls showers, bunny cabin, and beaver cabin, along with the swimming area, a field now, and then access to the barn from the stables, tool shed, and access to the Tower Ranger finale through the beaver cabin. So when you combine all of these elements, the random scenario creator, the 3 extra expansions, plus this alternate board, that was pretty much the deciding factor for me to pull the trigger on this. And if that wasn't enough, they've added 5 total of 5 scenarios. We've got this random one, which will kind of work with that random table that I showed you at the back of the rulebook, but there's also a total of 5 scenarios now that the game comes with: Quick and Dirty, the Campfire, Closed Campus, Safe and Sane, and Meat Lockers, which happens to be a solo mode playthrough. So this alone is going to add quite a bit to its replayability. And these scenarios are rated for different difficulties: easy, normal, hard, expert. So kind of gives you whatever playing level you're at, you can select a scenario that would be appropriate. On the back of these scenario cards, they give us a very nice description of what's happening to explain the scenario, in addition to any special rules that might be active during the playthrough. Another new addition are 6 of these player aid cards. They're double-sided, and on one side you've got your counselor's turn and the Otis turn laid out, and on the reverse side we've got an icon reference, which is very, very handy. The original first edition didn't have these. Here's a look at the cardboard standees that come with the game. Now, if you purchase the deluxe model, these are not going to be cardboard, they're going to be acrylic standees, which they do look very, very nice, I have to say. But these are perfectly fine for me. These are cardboard standees. It comes with a set of bases that we can put them in. And this is all of our characters, our expansion items, and our various cameos. And each of these is listed with an icon. If it's from an expansion, it'll have that expansion icon listed on there. If there's no icon, it's one of the original characters. On sheet 2 of our cardboard, we've got ammunition tokens, much nicer horrified tokens, the lock tokens, and then our items that we're going to be searching for. There's also some extra types of tokens that will be used depending upon what type of scenario we pick and with what expansions we're putting in. This is Otis's board, and this has a punch out in here. We can put his little tokens in there to chart his stalk, attack, and damage. There's also some fire tokens and the spin the bottle. Now in the deluxe version, in addition to the acrylic standees, all of these tokens won't be cardboard, they're going to be wood tokens. You'll have wood tokens for your locks, your horrified tokens, ammunition, etc. So the designers have offered some very, very nice quality of life additions for that deluxe version. Now the deluxe version also offers deluxe counselor cards. These right now with the standard version are just cards, but the deluxe version offers these in a chipboard, and these locations here for their wounds, it's like a punch out, and you can put these tokens in there to lock in where their level is. Right now this is as it was in the first edition. You just place the token on top, but the chipboard ones would be actually recessed and you can place that token there. So there's a lot of quality of life extras in that deluxe version. Now this retail version is going to come with a total of 23 counselors to play, which is another reason. I think that was probably the final reason that led me to pulling the trigger for this second edition. I think basically everything in this second edition is an improvement as far as I can tell. I haven't played the second edition yet, but it appears that all of this stuff have been improvements over that first edition. So to me it ended up in the long run, after I examined some of the stuff online, that it was definitely worth my effort to get the second edition. Now the decision to get the deluxe version, that's a personal preference. All of the stuff that you get in the retail version, there is nothing that you will be missing if you don't get the deluxe version. You're still going to have all of the same counselors and all of the same cameos and all of the same expansions. You just won't have it in a tactile plus to the components. The other equipment that comes with the retail version is this wooden bear mask, and we're going to use that to chart the body count, which is kind of nice and thematic. We've got a total of 5 dice now, which they're adding in a d20. Got some gray cubes that we're going to use as reminders, and then we have our tokens to track both our and Otis's levels. We've got some stands, plastic baggies, and this little like punch point that is going to work with the spin the bottle token. we're basically going to insert that and clip it in there, and that gives it a little bit of a raise off of the table, and that allows it to kind of spin freely. Now, if you had the first edition but you didn't have the expansions, those were kind of hard to come by. I was fortunate enough to get them, but a lot of people weren't. Well, you're going to get a total of 5 objectives for each of the locations around the board, which is very nice. It gives a lot of replayability to the game. And finally, these are all of the expansions. I've chosen to leave them into the plastic, and I can add them in or take them out as I wish. Each of these cards in the expansion, they have their expansion symbol in the corner, so you can easily pick those out of any of the relevant decks, either the cabin card deck or the survival deck. And when you put all of these elements together, I really think the second edition is a definite plus all the way around. I didn't see anything that I was disappointed with between the first edition and the second. The second had all positives, in my opinion. The only downside that I could talk about in this video regarding the second edition is probably just the box insert that this came with. It's just basically a cardboard insert. I'm sure that there's going to be people that will develop a insert for the game, and more than likely they'll probably put that on BGG, where you can design your own insert. Other than this, there's, like I said, I don't see any downsides to this second edition. So as we close out, I'm going to give you a screenshot of each of the counselors that the game comes with. You could take a look at those, and hopefully this video will help you decide if you'd like to upgrade from the first edition to this second edition. Or if you weren't able to purchase the first edition, this is an excellent opportunity for you to get your own copy. And it's going to come with everything that you've seen here. This is the retail version. So you're not really missing anything if you choose to not go with the deluxe version. All of the stuff here in this retail version is no different in playability from the deluxe version. The deluxe version gives you many of those quality of life bonuses though. So thank you for tuning in to the Solo Gamers Club. I hope that this video was helpful to you, and I look forward to seeing you in the channel in the future. This game is going to be coming on the channel probably in October, and we're going to play through this as a part of our October 2026 Horror Month. And if you could leave some comments in the comments section, let me know if there's a specific scenario that you'd like to see, or if you'd like me to try one of those random scenarios. That's kind of what I was leaning towards, is to roll up a random scenario. But I guess there could be problems from what I've read online, that the random scenarios sometimes are a little too random and it causes problems during the gameplay. But I don't think it's anything that we wouldn't be able to handle and adjudicate as we're playing. So if you can leave a comment in the comments section as to what you'd like to see for that Horror 2026 October month that I'm planning, that would be very helpful. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this quick look at Camp Grizzly 2nd Edition. In the meantime, this is Keith from the Solo Gamers Club signing off and wishing everyone happy gaming and a pleasant evening. Good night.